What I'm hearing from our three panel members is that Gambit basically had no chance. Let's see if we can check in with the fourth member of our broadcasting crew and see if he had any hope for Gambit.
Well, they've had a lot of success with Visage in the past. The downside is that there was a patch that came out right before this tournament where Visage's birds got their damage reduced from 30 to 20 at the first level. That maybe hurt him a lot. Now, normally what Gambit does is they try to secure the Visage, and by doing that, they committed 3 heroes. That way, they could keep the lifesteal a little bit down on farm and make sure that the supports were able to get something a little bit later. But the downside was that the min matchup went pretty good, but yeah, it did not go so well for Doom. Here's an example of him dying in one of these early fights. It's about the 11-minute mark, so he's been a little bit behind in terms of levels at this point, but mid one, of course, rotating around. They're happy to dive this guy. But in the meantime, the other heroes on the map for Gambit can't really do that much about defending. Immersion does show up, but he's a little underleveled because he's been in a tri lane. Now, one of the ways that Gambit did try to mitigate this is by rotating the Visage out as soon as you hit level 6. Here's the 7-minute mark. As soon as he hits 6, he pops his ulti, he gets onto the Ancients, and then he lets somebody else take the lane. But here's that damage nerf that we're talking about. If these bats are doing 66% of the damage that they were a week ago, he's going to kill these Ancients much slower. He's not going to get as many levels, and then when they end up pushing later on, he's not going to have the same power spike, which collides with some of those issues like Nahaz pointed out with the Brewmaster countering his normal item builds. Plus, they're up against a Cuddle. They can push his creeps. He loses his neutral here. They rotate heroes over without smoke, so it's much more obvious when the fight's about to start. And then Secret can collapse with everything. Every single Secret hero showed up to this bottom fight at 15 minutes, whereas there was still one missing on Gambit's side. It was the Nyx Assassin who was top, probably trying to catch up in levels, or maybe trying to push a lane out. This made the fight really hard, and if we compare this to something like OG's playstyle, which is this big group up and push fast lineup, this is like 3 minutes too late, and it's just not nearly strong enough.
Stuff, yes, showing exactly why sometimes showing up late to a fight is not a good thing for your team. Gambit certainly finding out on the hard truth of this one that Secret had their number yet again.